All right, so Taylor Swift wrote an open letter to Apple.
Yeah, not to be confused with Open Apple, which used to be a button, and you have to be Open Apple F, Open Apple T, Open Apple C.
That really dates you.
Thank you.
And me, because I remember that.
Apple IIGS, I want to say.
The open letter was actually to be more specific, Apple Music, because they have a new streaming service that comes out June 30th, and it's going to cost $9.99 a month. And what they're saying is, if you guys sign up, we'll give you 3 months of free service. So Taylor Swift didn't like that because, you know, Apple, what they do is they pay the record labels then pay the artists, and during that 3-month period, Apple was not going to pay the record labels, hence the artists. So she wrote, "Dear Apple, love Taylor," and this is just in part. If you guys want to look at the full letter, of course, we'll provide the link. It says, quote, "I find it to be shocking, disappointing, and completely unlike this historically progressive and generous company." She also says, quote, "3 months is a long time to go unpaid, and it is unfair to ask anyone to work for nothing. We don't ask you for free iPhones. Please don't ask us to provide you with our music for no compensation." So she wrote that letter. Of course, it immediately went viral, and people applauding her. And then also, but there was a little bit of a polarized reaction, and we'll talk about that. And then guess what happened? Oh, Apple, they tweeted her and said, "We hear you, Taylor Swift, and indie artists love Apple, and they will now be paying the artists." So her open letter worked. Thoughts, 5 words or less.
Shake it up? Shake it up. It's like a shake it off reference.
She's Taylor Swift action. So, okay, so before we talk about her open letter, let's say Taylor Swift, which, bravo, to have the courage to stand up to a huge conglomerate like Apple is amazing. Let's say Taylor Swift never wrote that letter. Would you, because the reaction that I saw online is either people are saying, okay, just because these are millionaires making a lot of money on tour doesn't mean that their music should be free, doesn't mean that you should cheapen their music. They should have every right to still be paid. While other people are saying, okay, but they're still making millions of dollars. And while they, you know, the consumers want cheap or free music, it's still supporting them, which once you get to know their music, then you go and you buy tickets to their tours. So in a way, they're still making money off the consumer by having their music on there for free and to stop complaining.
I don't know. I feel like 3 months is the longest trial period I've ever heard of.
Yeah, it's usually 30 days.
It's usually 30 days, and the way it works is like, sign up now, give us your credit card information, and now 30 days is not exact. Maybe they identify that 30 days isn't exactly enough for you to forget that you have this service.
Yes.
So it's 60, 90 days, and you're like, oh God, I totally forgot about that.
I put a reminder in my phone. What Apple said prior to actually listening to Taylor Swift, what they were saying was that they will make up the cost by providing the incentive to get all these people to subscribe, and that they will either heighten the cost, or because they're getting that much more subscribers, the artists and them make up for it. That's what they were saying. But I agree with Taylor Swift. I think just because you're making millions and millions of dollars doesn't mean that your product should be cheapened or free.
I feel like she has a lot of money. That said, like, what's the harm in trying to negotiate for better terms?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
I agree.
And then you think about 3 months, like 1989 has been on the charts for 33 weeks, and it's been between number 1 and 2. Like right now, this thing that came out in October is number 2 on the Billboard 200 list.
Crazy. And so here's the problem, because we have the consumers who really, they're going to try and look for free music or really cheap music. We'll see what's happening with Tidal right now. You said just the other day on the other video that you didn't want to pay the $19 to go on Tidal, which a lot of people aren't either. So do you think it's the problem with the companies or with the consumers, both?
I don't know. It's weird because like I think the problem is just that there are a lot of services trying to vie for our dollars. And a lot of people, when they say like, I'm going to cut the cord and I'm going to just do internet-based content access, then I end up just kind of building up all these different like $10, $20 a month fees that I don't want to do. That's the problem.
Yeah, and they pile up.
Yeah, and I mean, as a consumer, if I can bounce back and forth between 30 and 60-day trials with new email addresses, like why wouldn't I do that?
Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time on Pop Trigger.